Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And today we are not going to talk about what Blitz, but today we are finally back on World of Tanks PC. Not about talking in the new mode, about a tank, the VK168 Mauer Breaker. Why I'm going to talk about the Mauer Breaker? Because first of all, I have a mastery with it. And the second of all, this tank is a very little understood because it's not an easy tank to play. But if you can play it good, you actually can win, and this tank can be very strong on what PC, of course. First of all, look his stats, or we can make a compare with these stats with his Tech 3 brother. Not the sorry, this one. And you can see the gun is the same. About the gun, how to play that gun. This tank is a close quarter tank. Is not a sniper. It's not a sniper. It's a close quarter tank. First of all, look how big it is, and second of all, you will see this tank have some good and trollish armor. DPM isn't the best. Mobility, of course, is one of the worst of his tier. 8 degrees of gun depression can help you because this tank is very high. And the VK168 actually is quite faster respect the VK100 because look at the effective traverse and of course the power and the power. 8 points are the same. Of course, camo is lower. It weighs like 40 tons more, and the armor is a very little bit less. Just look, let me pick it here. The VK100. It has 230. It has just less side turret, rear turret armor, and on the front, the frontal actually is lower. Pick these tanks and compare the armor. Of course, we have to compare the armor before. When you see this, you can say, yeah, of course, the VK100 has a stronger armor. Frontally, yes, of course, it has stronger armor. But what people can wrongly do is angling the turret, exposing the side armor of the tank. With the VK100, let me see if they are 60 degrees, 57, okay, 60 degrees. But when you actually see the VK168 Mauer Breaker, is more like a mouse, but you have this little is big weak point here and big weak point there. This one, if they load gold, of course they're gone through here. With the VK, is actually harder to go through when it's angled. First thing. Second thing, so the VK100 you have to play like this. So you have to expose your turret only frontally. But pay attention to your cheeks. Your cheeks can be very frustrating when you are playing your VK correctly. The Mauer Breacher you can angle like this with 270. So even with gold armor, they for them it will be hard to penetrate your turret. The only weak spot of the turret is this big cheese or big weak point right there. Frontally, of course, you're weaker, but not so much weaker than the VK100. Yeah, they say, of course, the algorithm. But remember that VK168 is slightly higher than this one, so it won't be easy. Even you have just to angle a little bit more your upper plate, and nothing is going to grow through you. A lot of more people prefer VK100, but I honestly prefer the 168 because even if the VK168 has these big weak points, the overall armor and this weak point, of course, the overall armor I prefer it. It's actually stronger for me. The VK168 armor. Yeah, the weak point here is the same for all these tanks. Even the side, yeah, the side can be stronger than the VK. No, this one. No, 53. I said. Yeah, the side armor is actually the same. Even here, 207, 224. So I really prefer the VK168 armor because the turret is much better. If someone says, yeah, but if they're going here, they're going to 270, 300, and the cheeks are small. Yes, they are small, of course. Just put the visual. So the cheeks are only this little part because only this little part, of course. The VK168 cheeks are actually bigger, but not so much. Yeah, no, it's actually they are actually bigger. But look, the VK can angle the cheeks. The VK168 cannot. This turret is stronger but weaker in some points. The thing that VK has much better is the Cupola 220. But with gold, you can actually go through right here like a butter. And look how big it is. It's so big. This one is higher but smaller, of course. And you can make some throw bounces. You have to shoot it frontally, or you have to shoot it right where you are shooting. So, or you can be surprised with the Cupola, of course. A part of the comparison, I don't want to make a longer video. Okay, after the comparison, how can you play this tank? Of course, frontline tank. Not the best cooldowner because the weak point will be through here. Let me see you, because this is around the turret. So if you're gonna hear, this part will be stronger, this part will be not stronger, this and the same will be here. You have to go to the heavy sides to play against enemy heavy tanks, and just side scraping. Just do side scraping. Try to make side scraping in a position like this. Yeah, talking about some other heavy tanks, you're actually taller like this. So you're much taller. The VK100 could be like something like this. This one is much taller than VK100. So the Cupola won't be easy to whip-hand. What you can do when you're 1v1, you can actually do face hugging, because with face hugging you can shoot upper the enemy tanks, but they will see you like this. So this one will be the weak point, but you can wiggle your tank where you're not shooting, so they cannot penetrate you easily. Another strong point of this tank, respect the VK100, of course, is premium, but this if I bring this strong point, the other point will be this is premium, so it costs money. With this tank, I actually suggest you, here you can put what you want. I prefer improved hardening, but you can put super heavy spawn liner or modify the, or what is this? Modify the configuration, or the classic vents. Here, of course, the gun rammer. And here you can decide. I actually prefer Enchage gun lining because they make your aim time lower. But you can actually make something trollish like this, putting coated optics, and the view range will go up. Putting things like the chocolate 470 range, so not the worst view range ever. This one is something little strange. Nothing, just put nothing. I prepare my VK 100 like this, of course with more hit points. And let me see the video. Okay, it is going. Just keep the first 30 seconds that are actually useless. As you can see, the speed of the tank isn't the best. This is actually a very, very slow tank, not the fastest tank they can ever encounter on the premium shop. But it's for a lot of people, it's actually quite ugly. But I honestly don't point this point to the review of this tank. I was waiting someone here, but I didn't see anyone, so I decided to go to the heavy side. I actually don't like this map, for my personal opinion. I don't like it. I like 90% of the maps on World of Tanks. I don't like them. I was trying to shoot through the Emil-1, but I'm paying attention even to the IMX M4. I see the enemy will have even a VK 100. I was trying to do something, but the enemies were shooting through the upper part of the map. As you can see, the accuracy of this tank isn't great. This tank is more like a frontal tank. This can actually be painful for this tank. As you see, they bounced my frontal armor, and I trying to gain some good shots, and I don't know where he went. Of course, the lower classes, of course, the lower classes. One good point of this tank, the lower classes is actually much smaller than the VK 100. I was trying to shoot the 53 TP, and he bounced me because I think he tried to shoot my... Yeah, they tried to shoot my frontal armor, but this VK gain, this MX gain is death. I'm backing up because I have to reload. The reload this tank isn't the best thing on the board. He just bounced me on the frontal armor, of course. Good alphas, because this tank has a very good alpha for its tier and for its class, because this is a breakthrough tank. The Scorpion bounced me, even the T-2064, I just pulled back a shot. I'm not using APCR, of course, I'm not using APCR. I'm using only AP ammo. Because I'm not fighting against U-10s, so I can use AP ammo. Yeah, they should try to undo the track. It's a weak point of this tank, but they bounced me on the rear. Yes, on the rear, I think. With a gold ammo, they bounced me. I'm trying to see what the 53 TP... they hit my cupola, because this cupola is very weak. Very weak. I have to... They just shoot my cupola again. I was trying to find where he was shooting. I just bounced him. My teammate shot him, and I prepare my gun to aiming at him where he was going out. We luckily pen Scapola, and we are going back because we cannot receive hits anymore, because imagine a lucky shot could end our battle. So now I'm thinking where I have to go. And I thought that helping the KV4 is actually a good idea, because pushing through that side, we could surround the enemies. The KV4 is trying to face the VK100 and the Emil 1 alone, and they're trying to make side scraping with his side scraping. And now I'm alone against these two guys. My shot goes under to his lower part, and now I'm alone. Not alone, but I'm against a VK100. As you see, this is the cupola of the VK100. It's actually quite strong, via cupola. But I think aiming better, I just gone through the cupola. So if we gave you more tricky bounces, but with an heavy tank, you can actually pan the cupola of the VK100. And I'm saying I didn't use any gold ammo on this battle. I just made some good bounces. 2k bounces is fine. 3k damage is quite fine. 2 kills. And I think that I get the 4th kill because he bad made side scraping. This is the end of the battle. I made a replay, of course, because I'm not playing today. I'm not playing a lot World of Tanks. I just make some battle. I grab the VK168 and I grab a mastery badge. I just make 2 of them. Mastery badge, of course. 3k damage, 1 to 1, quite low XP. And not very bad. No, of course I made some credits because of the mission, but I could make 80k credits here. Minus 20 or 40. 60,000 credits. So is VK 168.01 a bad tank? No, it's not. In my opinion, this tank isn't bad, but isn't overpowered. Yeah, they actually going. This one is available on the game. That the VK 168 is a special version with the special camo. Is this tank bad? No, of course it's not bad. It has to be used correctly, because if you're not using correctly, you will be panned all day long. My personal opinion, because this tank has to be correctly used, because it has quite good weak points, but they can be trollish. Because if you're moving, as you see, they try to pen me here, and the shot goes through here. I think that guy shot me right here, and he didn't pen me. Yeah, it's a good tank if you want to know how to play even the mouse, because this is not good as the side scraping as the mouse. But it can teach you how to side scraping. Of course, it can teach you. The bad point of side scraping of this tank, it has a very, very, very frontal turret. So I prefer just to do something like this, to peekaboo, going out and retreat, of course. Very cool, not a very cool tank. Honestly, if someone has to buy the first premium German heavy tank, I suggest the leva because the leva is easier to use. It has less frontal armor but more turret armor. But if you angle like just like a little, they're gonna pan you here. It is a good side scraper and manage be attention with this weak point. When you're scraping, pay attention to your turret, so put your turret against your enemy always. I am playing the lava, but today I'm not making the review of the lava. The lava is a great tank, but today is not. I'm just saying that the lava is actually, for me, is the best German heavy tank because its gun is great, its armor is great, its turret is great. The VK, when you like breaking through the lines with the lava, and you don't like such and you don't like the VK 75.01K, it's a great tank, even that one even, but I don't think that it could be accurate, but the reload is too slow. It has too much reload. It's a good side scraper, but not as the VK 168 in my opinion, honestly. It angles like here, and you will, of course, they will see you all all red. Of course, they actually gonna struggle to find your tank. The VK 75 is a strange tank. If you want, I can talk you even another video. You can actually don't. This one is more like a Panzer 7, but if you like to play classic German super heavies, you can actually I think you'd prefer the VK 168 respect the 75 because it's actually a stranger tank. Yeah. 5 degrees of gun depression. This is the worst weak point of this tank. Doesn't have any gun depression. The VK, this one has 8 degrees of gun depression. And in the battlefield, you feel it. You feel the gun depression. Even it's 2-3 degrees, you can feel them. 6 degrees is much worse than 8 degrees. These are water burn. Conclusions. Do you have to grab the VK 168 Mauer Brescher? Yes, if you like breaking through enemy lines, packing a good shot and retreat, or make size scraper. If you don't like playing like the mouse or the 100, E100 is actually a little bit different but quite similar to the game style. Don't grab the VK 168 because it's not a strange tank, but it's quite a unique tank. No, sorry, I just said a stupid thing. It's a scraper tank. That's it. You have to move your tank a lot and aim well your shots and know well your ammo when you're playing this tank. And it can become a good tank. I defeated some 252 252Us, some defenders with this thing because when you're face hugging, they struggle to penetrate you, and you are such tall like this for them. So you can actually shoot to their cupolas. Hi, I'm sorry if I make a long video, but I actually like this tank and I enjoy it, so I like to talk about this tank. I'm sorry again. If you like the video, put a like. If you don't, put a dislike. If you don't share what I think, you can write them in the comments. I won't delay them. But if someone is using insults, I'd probably delete them because yes, you cannot insult when you are discussing. And I hope you like my review, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.